Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. Well, here we are again at the machine shop. I haven't been doing much machine work lately. For one, jobs just haven't been coming in. And since Jason and I hooked up, we've been kind of not concentrating but accepting gates and rail jobs, which has been a boon in our economy because they make a whole lot more money than machine jobs, interestingly enough. So we've been doing a bit of that, and so the machine jobs have kind of tapered off over the last 6 months or so. But we've got a new job here, and it's a kind of an interesting one. So what we've done, what we're doing is we're making these little plugs, not plugs. I'm not sure what they are as usual, but here's the guy. He sent me a nice little sketch. I thought that he did a really good job laying it out, and you can see it's a pretty simple. We've got a threaded hole, and really the most important part is the slot, and we'll come in and do that fairly accurately. Everything else is plus or minus 10 thousandths, no big deal. So we're going to get started, and the way we're going to mount this is Jason is going to build a mandrel with a thread on it so that this thing threads onto the mandrel, and so everything stays square with the threads. So let's get started. Oh, and I forgot to say, we're going to do this 25 times. So the first part of this operation is, and you know, in a CNC, it would do the whole thing at one time. It spit this out in about 2 seconds. But we're going to kind of take a little more time, and we're going to surface this, drill a hole in it, and thread the hole. And then put the next one in and do that 25 times, and then we'll be able to go to the next step. So let's turn the machine on. I'm gonna square it up a little bit. There we go. Now we got something. Stop it, make sure we got a nice clean surface, and we do. Round off that edge. that's the first step. Notice that I ran that tap in there high speed, but as long as you got your finger on the off button and everything's good, hey, why not? It cut, and it's aluminum, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, you can do high speed and not have to worry too much about it. And we still got a little bit of a opening there. We come in, take another cut. Easy peasy. We'll come back after we get the 25 done. Okay, next stage of this operation is to bring this down to, what do we got? 1 inch. We're going to go down to the outer dimension of 1 inch, and we're just going to keep feeding them in and doing these little steps. I mean, I could do a bunch of steps in one operation, but then I have to change the setting and I have to take measurements each time. This is set to go. Boom, we just cut it and go on to the next one. Ready? And we should be sitting right at 1 inch. Okay, we're 6/1000ths under, but it's a plus and minus 10, so we're still in good shape. And we get to use the pliers to take this off because all the rest of this is going to be oh, what happened? Going to be cut off. How come we've got a jam here? That's not good. Alright, well, I think it might have just gotten something in there. Oh, we don't have the washer anymore. It disappeared. And I don't know what happened to it. So we're going to have to come up with another washer, a little spacer to keep that from hitting. We'll be back. Okay, we found ourselves a washer. That should do the trick. We'll bring this into the machined side. And crank her up. Oh, let's come back a little bit. Okay, we're down to the last two here, and just about now I got the whole thing down pat. So, and it took all 25 to figure that out, of course. And you know, we know a CNC would have burned this out in no time. But he's paying me by the hour here, so we're good. Put it on. I'm come back 10 thousandths from the final cut. I'm going to take a single cut and then come in that 10 and take a second cut and then clean it up, and we're done with that part. Alright, it's a done deal. Now, of course, I left bite marks from the pliers in the piece itself, but from here to here is going to get cut again. We're going to step down once or twice. Looks like once. And then we got to figure out how to unwind it, because it tends to bite or to cinch down on this guy. So we got to figure out how to unwind it without putting bite marks into it. But we'll figure that out. So on to the next stage, and we'll be back. Okay, we got our, well, in reality our first cut, but it's our second cut to make this little shoulder. Now this is our final size right there. So there's no way to grab it with the pliers and take it off without marring it. So what we're going to do is go over to the small lathe and get some Delrin, bore a hole in the Delrin and make a sleeve to put over this so I can grip it with the pliers and break it loose from the mandrel. So let's go over to the small lathe. Okay, we got ourselves a little piece of Delrin here. And we're just going to start trimming this down until we can get to something that works. Uh-oh, this isn't Delrin. This is that other crap. That's stringy. But I don't think I have any round Delrin. I'm going to go have a quick look. I don't see anything right off the bat, so we're going to go ahead and use this and see what we come up with. I think that might actually be pretty good. Let's just take a finish cut. Not the best, not the worst. That's pretty good. Okay, so now we've got our outside figured out. Now we need to drill a hole in it. Chuck. Get ourselves a decent drill bit. That's probably deep enough. Bigger drill bit. Okay, what size are we gonna need here? .740, so probably a 3/4 inch bit will do the trick. This measures out to 352, and it's got a smaller shank to it, so it might just work. Let's see what we can do. Looks pretty good. Reasonable fit. Maybe we go in just a little bit deeper. Yeah, that should do the trick. Yep, all the way in. Excellent. Okay, so now we take it over and saw this off. Well, actually, we could just cut it off. Let's do that. Hey, Jason. All right, let's put a cutoff bit in here.
18 degrees colder up here.
Yeah, it always is. Midsummer too.
That's windy. Yeah, that's when it looks good.
There we go. Okay. So, we got ourselves a sleeve. Now, we'll go ahead and slice it and allow it to compact a little bit. Now we can grab it with the pliers and everything will be fine. Okay, let's give it a try and see how it's gonna work out here. Slide that on. Looks pretty good so far. Grab it with the pliers. Roll it right off. Now before we get it all the way off, pull our sleeve back out, and there we go. All set. Ta-da! So we've got two more operations. Put the taper on it. 30 thousandths chamfer, and then put the slot in it. So we can put the slot in and cut the taper at the same time, probably. So we'll be back. Okay, so we've got the one side machined flat. We've got our hole drilled and tapped, and now we have to do the other side. So we'll put it on the mandrel, tighten it up, and get started. We're going to make 3 passes at about 40 thousandths per pass and get down to our size. Then we come in and make our length to size, which is exactly 1/2 inch. So let's get started. Now the drawing calls for a 20 thousandths taper. Rather than cut that, I just took the file to it, and we got about 20 thousandths there. And it's a plus or minus forever, 10 thousandths or so. So this is basically what we have. Now next we've got to come in and cut a groove in the center here, and that's the critical measurement. We'll cut 2 or 3 more of these, and then I'll come back to you after I get them all done.